it is basically the best possible way to get a particular product to to any particular customer. Over a period of time, it has probably got a very big component of business, because unless you know what the budget is, unless you know what is the cheapest way to do it, so that brings the finance part into it. As far as the branding is concerned, sometimes you'd rather have a bag that is made in Italy rather than a bag that is made in probably some other country. So sourcing the right materials from the right places. You'd always like leather to be from a particular place. You always want your, but at the same point of time, it has to be cheap enough. So really all of these dynamics of business, but very specific to really getting a product to a customer, is what supply chain management is. Supply chain management, from what I described, if you look at it, is like a combination of science and management, right? If you look at a very industrial engineering perspective to it, it can go into very complicated algorithms into maybe in Amazon itself, right? How really do you decide that when you want to buy a laptop from Amazon, whether it got to come from the northernmost warehouse or the southmost warehouse when you're in Mumbai, which is in the middle of both. So what are all the expenses that go into it? So basically that is probably within Amazon what probably an engineering perspective and a management perspective is. So really designing algorithms or figuring out the most optimal way from an industrial engineering perspective is the industrial engineering approach. A very good degree for that is one that is provided by Georgia Tech. And then you have MSCM, wherein there is even one which is offered by MIT in supply chain management, from what I know, more focused on the people's aspect of it, knowing that there is an algorithm working somewhere at the back, but it's more about getting to know the people, getting to know the business, and integrating everything to make the best decisions. So basically, depending on the kind of degree you really pursue, you can pursue those kind of jobs. You have to prioritize in terms of your GPA. So in my case, I took a number of electives. I did take a little bit of a hit on my GPA. There are a lot of people who are very GPA centric, and they say that, hey, I got to learn a lot. But at the end of the day, I don't think I want to give my GPA a hit. So I may sit in classes, etc., but I'm not going to really take those credits because it will negatively impact my GPA. There's no point of just in a rudimentary fashion studying everything just to get the certificate and then knowing no part of it. So especially if you're doing a very reputed program, I would say that do not pay too much attention to the letters. See whatever is the best fitted for you, wherever you feel there is a gap. Probably, let's say, you've never done something related to programming. You want to become a project manager. You know that you want to apply to either a Google or a Facebook, and you probably want to know a little bit of coding because you'll be managing people who are engineers, which does make sense. So you realize that probably a gap in you is that you don't know how to code. So you probably learn a little bit of coding from the perspective that you'll be managing engineers. So figure out what really is required and do that instead of really running after rudimentary things, is what I would say.